For the record, we are not co-presidents, but Igor and Saigokul are. All right. Dear Dean Ilian, Dean Urs, Masters of Ceremony, Haley and Laura, dear guest speaker, Mr. Suddens, dear family, friends, and partners, on behalf of the INSEAD MBA class of 21D, we would like to extend our warmest welcome to you. We would not have come this far without your continuous support and encouragement, so thank you for being here with us today on such an important day in our lives. Dear 21Ds, what a year this has been. Unlike the cohorts before us, we knowingly and willingly walked into a pandemic MBA with little idea of what this year would look like for us. We decided to take a leap of faith, to trust that INSEAD could offer us an enriching year of growth and learning despite the context. And I think it's safe to say that the wonderful teams of INSEAD have over-delivered on the trust that we placed in them. For many months, we were the only in-person MBA in Europe and even the United States. And yes, we had to eat quirky meals with awkward, socially distanced conversations during our lunch breaks. And yes, we had to get weekly PCR tests. And yes, we had to socialize in maximum groups of 8. But we knew we were privileged to live in a microcosm of learning and socializing. When we look back on this year of 2021, I believe each and every one of us can say, wow, we are so lucky to have been a part of the class of 21D. This year wasn't easy though. We built resilience. We got dinged and dinged again and dinged again. And this year, we didn't have Freddie's ding bell to ring when those fateful, we regret to inform you, emails came in day after day. Instead, we had each other and a 5-euro bottle of Franprix wine. We lost people dear to us this year, family, friends, and tragically one of our own. We learned to stick together and support each other through thick and thin. Even when 70% of the class was at home quarantining during those fateful 2 weeks at the end of January, we never felt alone. The few spared from the close contact list delivered food and flowers to the sick. We are a resilient and close MBA class. We are lucky to have each other.
And for us to achieve this growth and to capitalize on all the opportunities that INSEAD has to offer would not have been possible without a first-class support system. So thank you to the Dean's Office, Urs and his team, and the MBA Office, Sven and his team, for persisting with our noisy demands. We always meant them with love, although at times we may seem ungrateful. We would also like to thank the Student Life team, the Crisis Management team, and everyone in Campus Services, and of course, Zeki, for sacrificing their time. For sacrificing their time and sanity to improve our MBA experience despite the uncertain times. And finally, we would also like to thank all the coaches and staff in CDC and the professors and teaching assistants in all the faculties. You have given us the foundation and shared with us your vision for a successful future after INSEAD and to be a force for good. And throughout this year, we complained a lot and we demanded a lot. And on behalf of the student body, we would like to thank you from the bottom of our heart for putting up with us and for guiding us.
With incredible honor and pleasure, it has been this team's job as student council to the MBA class of 21D to support you. So we'd like to take a second to thank our INSEAD student council team for their tireless work they put into sorting online exams, electives and campus bidding, the various mixers and yearbook, the grad trip, to name just a few. So we'd love it if our student council INSEAD team could stand up so we can just thank you one more time. And as we now travel far and wide beyond Fontainebleau and Singapore, it is not your student council that has all the answers anymore, and in fact, we never did. It's now time to turn to one another, to our friends and to our families, to answer our next set of questions and to forge the next milestones after INSEAD. To end our speech, we'd like to share with you a little adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's If.
If you can keep your head when all around is losing theirs and blaming it on Sven, If you can trust yourself when all MBBs doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can connect on Zoom and keep your cameras on, or have an answer when being called upon. If you can quarantine and not make Netflix your master, nor get too drunk with drinking games. If you can resist FOMO and mute Telegram, or leave a group with zero shame. If you can bear the pain of doing PCRs every week, or being put as a close contact for 5 seconds of conversation. If you can meet with salmon and squid and treat the two just the same. If you can bear to order chicken blow, twisted by knaves to make a trap for false tacos. If you can force your brain and your lack of sleep to party after MSD and hold on when there's nothing left in you except your will to say to them, hold my beer. If you can make one heap with your job applications and put under pressure with only one response, and lose and start again with yet another shot, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can fill an unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of case prep or course evaluation, this is an INSEAD MBA and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you're now a graduate, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again to our co-presidents, Jensen and Margot, for sharing your words of wisdom, and to the naive souls who overestimated what they would be able to deliver in leadership roles such as student council representatives and even club leaders. Thank you for your incredible contributions to our year at INSEAD, especially the Outsiad Halloween party that I think you worked on, the virtual VC trek, sorry, shout out to myself, the Environment and Business Club's Dirty Hippie Party. I think you worked on that one too. Oktoberfest. TMT Club's incredible speaker series throughout the year. And the Women in Business Club's beer circles where we all opened up and showed compassion. While the COVID-19 situation was difficult for everyone, it also brought us closer together. I never thought that I would meet soulmate friends, but week after week you all impressed me with your vulnerability, empathy, and compassion. When it came time to submit videos to be elected as graduation speaker, so many of you put yourselves out there and truly captured the essence of INSEAD, and we cannot thank you enough for your contributions. We're delighted that this honor went to Penelope Ginas Munera, and we would like to welcome her to join us to share her thoughts and insights. But before we leave the podium, to Penelope,